Well, I'm sure by this time this photo is familiar to you. Her appointment was hailed by many, especially gender advocates, as a significant boost in the hard battle for gender balance in Ghana's top public and private sector jobs. Mamiya Tiwa Adodankwa would quickly rise from Assistant Commissioner of Police to Deputy Commissioner of Police, and then in the last 2 or so weeks to Commissioner of Police. Well, she appeared to be the front runner in the race to replace the retiring IGP just last week. But guess what? Guess what? A weekend brings a whole lot of information. A comment on an Accra-based radio station, Atinka, on the status of the missing Takrady girls is what may just set her up for trouble. This afternoon, there is intense pressure on her to resign. Family of the missing girls, women's groups within the opposition NDC, Ghanaians on social media, and the former chairman of the Christian Council of Ghana. We hear from all of these groups and individuals, plus we'll bring you live updates from Takrady. But first, listen to the 2 comments which seem to have gotten her in trouble. The first is an unforced news conference called by herself.
Together with the BNI, we've worked very well, and currently we know where the girls are. I am unable to give the details because we don't want to compromise their safety. We are working hard together with other stakeholders so that these girls are brought back home safely. The assurance to the family is that they should keep on keeping on. The ladies, we know where they are and they are safe. So very soon they will be brought back home and they will go back to their family.
We know where they are and they are safe. Well, after that, she went silent on the media space for some time until she surprisingly appeared on a local language TV station in Accra, where she spoke frankly about the search for the kidnapped girls.
I made those comments because I wanted to assure the people and the families that we were working hard and we had made progress. But people misunderstood me. However, I cannot give any timelines yet, saying we will find them today or tomorrow.
But timelines na mean me found to say na such na, but you go so
So I have a feeling you may just have missed the previous comments that she made before she added this. Listen.
Together with the BNI, we've worked very well, and currently we know where the girls are. I am unable to give the details because we don't want to compromise their safety. We are working hard together with other stakeholders so that these girls are brought back home safely. The assurance to the family is that they should keep on keeping on. The ladies, we know where they are and they are safe. So very soon they will be brought back home and they will go back to their family.
From we know where they are and they are safe to we don't know where they are, we're still searching. This seems to be what has brought her some trouble. But just last week, his predecessor, COP retired George Odro, opened up to the media while talking frankly about the way that she's handled her position. Actually, he condemned her of her handling of things at the police CID. Listen.
I think I've said this somewhere else, that maybe I wouldn't, you know something, I'm sure she knew where the jurisdiction that these girls have been sent to. Probably the girls are not in Ghana. And then the information that she has is that these girls are not in Ghana and they are maybe in Nigeria or Togo or Benin or elsewhere. And then she wanted to put that out. Maybe it's the communication aspect. She wanted to tell the world that they knew where these girls are. If the girls are in Nigeria and she says we knew where these girls are, I don't think she is far from.
So your thinking is that she was saying she knows which country the girls are in.
That is what I'm inclined to believe.
Right.
Not that she actually knows the pinpoint location of the girls.
But what's the benefit of announcing that you know which country they are in, if you are right?
She wanted to reassure the family, she wanted to reassure the public that, oh, these girls are here, they are not in the country, but they are in this country, and we are working with our partner agencies in that country to locate and bring them back to their families. So probably that was what she meant. But
would you have announced it?
I had said somewhere that I would have said probably we had leads that we are following. But I was thinking that probably she shouldn't have said she knew where they were, because people would misunderstand what she meant. And that was exactly what happened.
So that is his perspective on what has happened. Well, over the weekend, the NDC's women organizer, Dr. Louisa Hannah-Bissell, held a news conference that was meant to essentially pile pressure on Mami Tiwa to apologize or step down.
The women's wing of the NDC will be collecting signatures in the next 7 days for a petition to the President, the IGP, the CID boss, the Attorney General, and other international agencies, demanding for: 1, the CID boss, Tiwa Adodankwa, to produce the 3 kidnapped Takoradi girls in the next 14 days or resign from office.
Dr. Hannah-Bissell, they are collecting petitions. They say they're collecting signatures. They say to petition the presidency so that the CID boss will step down. Well, today there is more pressure. This time it is coming from family of one of the kidnapped girls.
Am I wrong? The whole CID boss, but maybe one I catch and say, I sound okay.
I am marveled at the comments made by the CID boss, Madam Tiwa. I feel it's because she's not related to the kids in any way, so she simply does not care.
10 days, she said, I got 2 months.
You gave us an assurance that the girls will be found in 10 days, but it's been more than 2 months and the girls are nowhere to be found.
The whole public, the whole Ghana catching and say, I sound okay.
If the CID boss can make a statement like this, then I think she should resign, because she's not on top of her job.
Resigning.
So that's a family member of one of the missing girls. On Twitter, there's a massive campaign ongoing for Mami Tiwa Adodankwa to resign as well. And I'm going to take you to Twitter so we have a look at some of those messages. But we understand that we're going to take you live to Takoradi, where we understand the Queensta Opokua Sawyer, who is Aguna MP, is there at the family of one of the missing girls. Well, let's go live there now. Hello, Natalia. Hello, Ina. Ina, if you can hear me, tell us what's been happening so far. Ina, if you can hear me, do tell us what has happened so far. Well, as you can see, those are live visuals coming to you from Takoradi. It's coming to you from one of the homes of one of the home of one of the missing girls there, Queensta Opokua Sawyer, Member of Parliament, an NDC Member of Parliament, has just gone there to pay them a visit. And if you heard earlier on, it was the women's organizer of the NDC that organized a press conference demanding signatories for a petition that's seeking to get the Mami Adodankwa to step down. Well, we understand that some MPs are there as well. Let's go on Twitter and find out how that conversation is ongoing there. The people who want her to step down. This one says, if this CID soon-to-be ex-boss has any iota of conscience left, she would resign today and now. And if you can see, the hashtag is Tiwa Adodankwa must go. Tiwa Adodankwa must go. So that's one of the tweets. This one says the ex-BNI boss was relieved of his post over security lapses in recent times and issues surrounding the kidnappings. But why this CID boss, who has been lying and playing with the hearts of these missing tardy girls' parents and Ghanaians is still at post. So you're asking, why is this CID boss still at post, even though you claim that the BNI boss was relieved of his post over security lapses in recent times? This is coming from Big Daddy C, tweeting at Emmanuel0577. Okay, well, let's go on. The hashtag continues. Enough is enough. Tiwa Adodankwa must go. Natstete is tweeting at Natstete_NDC. He says the CID boss of the Ghana Police Service needs to go. The youth must rise to this task. Enough of the incompetence. Hashtag Tiwa Adodankwa must go. Dr. Black is tweeting at Black Doctor 10. He says, such shame to womanhood. Imagining the girls were your daughters, would you be at peace with the false hope claims? Hashtag Tiwa Adodankwa must go. Hashtag CID boss must go. Hashtag incompetence must resign. Tweeting at my gens. He says, more than 200 days and no sign of them. We are second-class citizens in our own country. Hashtag Tiwa Adodankwa must go. Hashtag bring back the girls. Let's head over to Takrady. Natalia Kwansa is our correspondent there. He's at the home of one of the missing girls, where Queenster Pokua Soya is there. Hello, Ina. Ina, I trust that you hear me. If you do, tell us what's been happening so far.
Gifty. So today, the MP for Aguna East, Honorable Queenster Pokua, has been visiting the three families. First of all, she visited Presla Bentum's family, that is the Bentums. She donated a Bible to them. According to her, the money she's bringing cannot be anything good for them, or the items she's bringing cannot bring back these girls. But with the Bible, she believes strongly that it will be a source of consolation to her. She has been to the family's house, and you know, some of the families have been complaining that they want the CID boss to resign. I have been speaking to a spokesperson of the family. Gifty, let's take a listen to him.
Well, Ina, we have listened to the family person, the spokesperson for one of the families that you spoke to. Go ahead and tell us what she presents a Bible to all the three families, and exactly what does she intend to achieve with that?
Yes, for her, she believes that giving the Bible to the three families will be a source of consolidation to them. And then when the girls get back, finally, they can use it as a sign to tell them that indeed she came there to console them and promise them that these girls would return home. The Honorable Minister is with me, so let's talk to her now. Honorable, you have been to the family houses of these three people. What have you observed so far, and why did you even come here in the first place?
Thank you. I am a former minister. I am only a member of parliament for Aguna East. I am an MP. I'm not a minister. Thank you. I spoke about a few things that pushed me to come and visit these children, the parents of these children. It isn't that I want to show off with the media or anything. It is firstly because I am moved. And every time I watch JoyNews at 7 o'clock, you guys you show it, you would break and then you bring back our tardy girls. And I'm always so moved. Sometimes I cry because I have a daughter at 19 years. So I've just been praying over it. Then I gathered the courage with the help of Sheltering Group. This is an NGO that supports me whenever I'm doing anything. So we decided to come and visit them. And then, you know, I'm from Central Region. So somebody will ask, what are you doing in Western Region? Yeah, this is purely about women. And in both Central and Western Region, they do not have a female member of parliament for the NDC. I'm the only female member of parliament. So I have to take up both Central and Western by the grace of God. So I am here. And I am here not to ask CID any question. I am not fighting President Akufo-Addo, not the gender minister, nobody. My dear, that is not why I came. I just came to pray with them, like you've seen, give them Bibles, and then to ask God why. My questions are directly to God. It's not to anybody. Because they definitely will say they don't know. If they knew, I'm sure they would have done something about it. I am praying that my presence here today would be a miracle. I've heard something that the CID man that started this trouble cannot be found. I mean, like, he's not here. They can't find him. He is investigating this as a CID boss, and he cannot be. Nobody knows where he is. I hear he is missing. And I am shocked. Now I say, okay, let me go and see the commander to find out about one or two things. And they are telling me the commander sadly has been transferred. For Christ's sake.
So that is the Central Police Station's commander, not the regional commander.
They said the regional commander.
No, that is a wrong information.
That's the central. Yeah, so why is he the commander that started and he's been transferred when the case is not closed? When we haven't found the girls, why have you transferred the person who is the meat to the thing, who started the thing? So right now, if we want any information, like I've come as a member of parliament, I would want to do something in parliament. How do I get him? Then somebody is going to tell me, okay, let me record whatever it is. When I see the man, I would ask questions and get back to you. It should have been fine. If the CID boss had been here, if the commander had been here, then I would have gotten some information. Don't you think so?
But that is not the first time you've seen women come in here and they go and the story is the same. What is your visit bringing? How different is it from those who have visited?
I am not here just because I want to be here. I am here because I got the instinct that my presence here will bring a plus to it. I did not just come. People have come, they brought provisions. I also brought provisions, for Christ's sake. People brought money, I also brought envelopes. But I brought a Bible. I don't think anybody brought that. What I have prayed over it and what I have said, I've asked them to also do same in the quiet. And we are praying. For where we have reached now, it is only prayers, my sister. It is only God that would intervene, and with a good heart. I am praying that the heart I've brought here, not because I am a minister or I'm a president, but just the fact that I feel I have to touch up something with these families because of my children, these 3 girls.
But are you disappointed in the way the case has been handled from last year up to now?
I am so disappointed. It's unbelievable. Do you know what I want? I don't know. People are born and people die. If these girls are dead, just tell us they are dead. We'll do a funeral. We'll move on. I mean, once you are born, the next thing is for you to live and die. Some people are born, within the next 1 hour, they die. So what is the big deal? But my problem is that we don't even know whether they are dead or alive. That is the mystery around the whole thing that I do not, seriously, I don't understand. I wish they would just tell Ghanaians the truth. Tell me, that is why I'm saying I am here to ask God questions. Not enough of the questions to President Akufo-Addo. He does not have an answer. The CID does not seem to have an answer. The gender minister has been here. She doesn't seem to have an answer. Now I am asking God, God, please give us an answer. Please, I am here to ask you questions on behalf of these families and the women in Ghana. Please, God, give us an answer. We are tired and we are scared.
So some people are calling that the CID boss should resign. You heard some of the families when you went there yourself.
My dear, that's not me. I am not interested. Whether he stays or he resigns, I want the girls, wherever they are, dead or alive. I do not care whether the CID boss stays or leaves. What I care is about the girls. I want the girls here alive or dead. One of them. That is all. I do not care whether, I'm not bothered about any CID or any minister or the president. That is not why I came. Thank you.
Thank you. So you heard the member of parliament for Aguna East there. She has said it. She doesn't want the CID boss to resign. That is not her reason for visiting. All she needs and she believes in is that her Bible will bring some miracle. Maybe in the couple of months, in the couple of days, we will see the return of Presla Blessing Bentum, Ruth Love Quason, and Presla Mantibia Crunchy.
All right, Ina, let me just engage you briefly before we let you go and find out how the families have been responding to this visit by the Member of Parliament, who says he's the only NDC Member of Parliament representing the Western and the Central regions.
Gifty, it was very sad, especially with the family of Ruth Love Quaison. And when we got there, the mother carried her medicine. I mean, you can see BP and all that. She carried it and said every day she had to take it. She's tired of it. Even the men were crying. The father of Presla Bentum cried today. The father of Presla Cranchobia cried today. They said they are so disappointed. They don't know what to even think again. Today they hear this, the next day is this. As and when they feel that there is some kind of hope coming, then the next day it's another thing altogether. So the family indeed, Gifted, they are disappointed in how the issue is being handled.
At the moment, what is happening after the visit? Is this the end?
Can you repeat that for me, please?
After the visit, what next? Is this the end, especially for both the families and for the association, the concerned mothers in Takoradi? Are there any other programs, you know, for the missing girls?
Yes, Gifty, I understand there's going to be a demonstration, but the families feel that anytime they plan of a demonstration and they tell the media about it, the police feel they have the power to come and tell them to stop. So for this demonstration, they are going to handle it slowly, but when they start it, they would call the media. They wouldn't give the dates and timelines for this demonstration.
Much for that update. Natalia Kwanzaa there live from the home of one of the missing girls in Takoradi, where Member of Parliament for Aguna East, Queensta Pokua Soya, had gone visiting, sharing Bibles and trusting that her visit will bring some hope and a miracle, she says. Well, let's listen to the former chairperson of the Christian Council of Ghana, Reverend Dr. Opuni. He's one of the people who's calling for an apology and perhaps a step down of the CID boss.
We must know that people are hurt. So it's not as simple as, oh, you didn't understand me. She spoke English language. That we know where the girls, as I speak to you now, we know where the girls are. That is English language. It's not Greek. So coming back to say that you didn't understand me, by now, either the IGP or somebody should have given apology to some people, some Ghanaians, that sorry, we didn't mean this. So it should not be business as usual. Oh, no, you did not understand me, it's your fault. People are deeply hurt. I have children, and if this story, and I take the children as my own, please, thank God, in fact, this issue has been picked by the media, even more than by the security agencies, the way some of you, and consistently. And whatever hope somebody wants to give to us must be sustained. It's not be, we are up and down, oh, we know them, oh, we are sorry, we don't know where that kind of thing shouldn't be. And by now, I seriously want some even serious apology to be given to Ghanaians and the particular families. But our leaders must be more serious with us.
Our leaders must be more serious with us, he says. Well, let's get on the phone lines now. Have James Sagaga, he's ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee in Parliament, on the line to join in this discussion. Sagaga, thank you for your time this afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Very well. And I believe that you've been following the discussion so far. Right now, where it is that there are calls for the CID boss to resign, especially from within the NDC. What do you make of this?
Yes, the NDC's call for resignation is not out of place. If you consider the fact that the CID boss spoke in plain language, and I heard your commentator,
Reverend Dr. Opuni Frimpong.
Reverend Dr. Opuni allude to the statement she put out there at the press conference. I mean, there were no ambiguities whatsoever. She said they knew where the girls were, and that in no time the girls were going to be found and they would reunite with their family. Now, 1 month down the line, the same CID boss comes out again and says she was misunderstood. I mean, we have to be responsible enough to admit when we commit wrongs and to be apologetic. But to turn around and say she was misconstrued, I mean, for me, amounts to an insult on the intellect of Ghanaians. We are not dumb. Ghanaians are not stupid. We understand English language. And so I agree with Reverend Dr. Okuni when he says that, look, the least Madame Yetiwa could have done was to render an unqualified apology to the people of Ghana. But once again, the fact that we cannot even trace the whereabouts of the kidnapped girls underscores the porous, or if you like, very poor security that has been handed over to Ghanaians by the administration of the current president. The president himself has hardly spoken to the issue of the kidnapping of the girls. I heard him make some elated statements when some foreigners were kidnapped in this country. But
well, he spoke generally. He spoke generally about the president spoke generally about kidnapping.
Yes, he spoke generally about kidnapping, but
at the time he spoke about kidnapping, it was not just about the foreigners who were kidnapped. He did speak generally about the situation, although admittedly it did take a very long while before he spoke. Yes.
Yes, it took a long while, and that is precisely the point I am making, that it is even unacceptable, given the fact these are young girls who were kidnapped. We don't know what is happening to them, where they are. I mean, that should have actually given the president some edge, I mean, if you like, to speak to the people of Ghana and also to address the issue of the general security situation, which is very bad. I mean, it's growing from a bad to worse. And so the president ought to have spoken to Ghanaians.
If you say the security situation...
And outline measures to deal with the poor security in the country. But unfortunately, it took the president forever to speak to that issue.
If you speak about the poor security, you say it has grown from bad to worse. On what basis?
Absolutely. On
what basis do you make that conclusion?
Look, foreigners are now being kidnapped. Crime rate generally is on the ascendancy. Murders are on the rise. Armed robberies is on the increase. Not too long ago, and I don't want to link this to political assassination because the matter is still under investigation. The NDC chairman for Lampusier in the Upper West was shot dead by armed robbers. And these are daily occurrences. People lose their lives through armed robberies. And that is the point we're making. So the security situation in our country is very tense.
So for you, what is the solution?
Come again?
For you, what could be the solution?
The executive has the singular responsibility to provide for the security of Ghanaians. And so when there are issues with security, you expect the president to speak to the issues, outline measures to deal with the poor security situation we find ourselves in. Is he retooling the security agencies? We ought to know. How is he dealing with the increasing rate in crime? I mean, we ought to know. Are they training our security agencies sufficiently well to contain the rise in crime? We need to know. These are matters that the president, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and chairman of the National Security Council ought to be engaged with.
At the moment, there are calls for the resignation of the CID boss. Is this something you'll agree with?
Look, the CID boss has been in the news for the bad reason for quite some time now. If you recall the leaked tip, the A+ saga, and the fact that the CID boss was directly implicated. I mean, you don't want to have the head of your premier investigative body, I mean, implicated in issues of this kind. And so for me, it's unfortunate that the Madame Yatiwa would be implicated in all these matters. To make matters worse, I don't know whether it was over the period and comes to the conclusion, and many Ghanaians have so far come to the conclusion that she hasn't acquitted herself so well in that office, you want to voluntarily say, look, let me resign, for the sake of the integrity that is left in her. She wants to do the honorable thing and resign.
And if she doesn't, then what?
If she doesn't, the appointing authority ought to act.
Well, thank you very much for your time. But just a quick one before you go. Just last week there were conversations. There were talks, especially in the media, about who succeeds the current IGP, whose contract seems to be, on the way of elapse. People actually tipped her for the position.
Well, I would be very consistent with my views. I had the occasion to speak to multimedia, and I was very categorical that Madam Tiwa's rise in the police service has been very rapid. She was assistant commissioner at the time of her elevation to the position of deputy CID director general. In no time, the CID director general was removed, and I'm referring to Brighton Cruz. He was removed and replaced with Madam Tiwa Adotankwa. After the replacement, it didn't keep long. She was immediately promoted to the rank of deputy commissioner of police. In less than a year, she got elevated again to the enviable rank of commissioner of police. That is a very senior position. In fact, if you look at the hierarchy, apart from the deputy inspector general of police, who is highly ranked than the commissioner of police, no other officer other than the inspector general of police himself or herself ranks higher than the commissioner of police.
She must have merited it, no?
I think her promotion has been rapid. She's been made commissioner for less than 3 months, if my memory serves me right. So is it not proper that she stays on that rank and learns? She ought to beat her time in that rank to learn the nuances of policing on that particular rank before we contemplate elevating her to the position of Inspector General of Police.
Right,
I've made the point that she wouldn't be the first woman to of course, ascend to that position if, assuming the president were to appoint her. We have the example of Ms. Robinson. She was acting Inspector General of Police. So I won't take anything away from her because of her gender. Far from that. But the point I will make without any hesitation is that she's very new on the rank. There are other very senior commissioners of police, and nobody can call into question the competence of those senior commissioners of police.
She should be at the post for a while and learn a bit more.
There is even a commissioner of police who is a lady, far senior to the current CID Director General. And so if that is anything to go by, I am saying that she doesn't come to the table with any unique skill that can be found in the rest
in all the others. Mr.
Agaga,
thank you so much for your time this afternoon. James Agaga is ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament, adding his voice to the calls for resignation of the CID boss. Well, regarding whether or not she could be the next IGP, he doesn't think so. He thinks that this is a time. She's just been promoted to that position of COP and must stay there for a while to learn. You're still watching The Pulse with me, Gifty Ando, up here. Stories done so far, looking at Bring Back Tardy Girls and the troubles that the particular story seems to have landed the CID boss in.